Hi y'all, this is Vanessa Love and this is my channel. Sometimes it's about mental health, sometimes it's about whatever I want. So today it's about whatever I want. So I wanted to talk about photos today. There's a lot to this and I don't think that I'm taking any controversial take here. So one of the things that I had posted about in my shorts was that I think that people, when they go to events, should buy the photos that are taken by people at that event. If there's any event that you go to that where there's a professional photographer who sets you and your friends up and they take a picture and then they're like, hey, that's 20 or 40 bucks afterwards, that's great. Go do that. I know that there are probably some of you going, but I can't afford that. I've been able to somehow afford that since I was a broke college student. So like I have pictures with friends who ex-friends who I haven't talked to probably since a little bit after, whatever event. And it's a moment captured in time. I don't regret spending any of the money that I have on any of these things because I think that it's important to have some of these memories. And I think that there's a couple of people who I have these pictures with that I don't have any other pictures with. So very good, and there's so much to this that I'm like, okay, all right. So yeah, expect to pay a bit. Disney, if you go and you have the not if you have the app, you have the app, because Disney, you can order your photos from the app. They send it to you I think a week after your vacation, and it's really cool because you get to have again a moment captured in time. And I recently went to a luau and my friends were like, oh my gosh, I would never pay for that. And I'm like, but I want to pay for this, and all of to have a memento of all of us together at this place, so I do have I have actually pictures on my wall of these things. Now the one gripe that I have is Busch Gardens in Tampa. Busch Gardens. So my husband and I, we paid for a safari, to feed the giraffes, and they took pictures, and some of them were really good pictures. So we went to go buy some of the pictures, right? And and the reason that I do think that some of these pictures are great is because if you take pictures with your cell phone, my cell phone's not that great. I am also terrible at taking photos on my cell phone. I have a regular camera that sometimes I bring out, but if I just have my cell phone, oh my god, I'm gonna take the worst photo ever, guaranteed. It's just one of those things where I'm like, I didn't buy the phone for the camera. I bought it for a bunch of other things, and camera was probably on there, but close to the bottom of what I would be considering for the cell phone. So these were really good photos. It's just that after paying for extra for the safari, then we had to pay, I think it was $60, $65. They gave us so many pictures that we didn't even want. They were like, you could choose two, and I was like, but I really like this other one. I kind of want this. And they were just no, that's we don't have any way to just add on a photo, which I'm like, listen, again, I'm a photographer. I can go on to Amazon and buy a photo for a frame for 10 cents, okay? Do not fucking tell me that your huge stack buying in bulk at probably 5 cents per page is too much for you, and I watch you fucking throw it away. Are you kidding me? And I think we got the one that had the two plastic frames with it, which I mean they're branded, so that's part of it. Again, one of those things that I kind of know pretty well, but I get it. It pissed me off because it was so fucking expensive after already paying extra for something expensive and then paying more. It's you know, do you need to just rip a vein open, like, and just make sure that I'm bled dry before I leave the park, or like what? Any other place that I've been to has been fine. I have not paid that much or done any, like, I'm not mad about the other ones. Them, I'm mad at, and I think that they need to change their shit, and I am not, I don't care. You know, it's one of those things where I'm like, everything's great except for you guys. Um, so like, yeah, I have like plenty of these pictures. There's been so many, like I went to the bodies exhibit one time, and the cool thing about the ones that they took was that they made it so that like if you looked at it one way, you could see like a skeleton. And so like I watched them like adjust it so that like the skeleton fit like how I was standing or whatever. And so that's really cool, because then like you walk past it and you can see this like skeleton that's like overlaid, and it's not just like, oh, if you don't stand directly like this, it's never going to overlay properly. Like they did it really well. So yeah, like I just think that capturing those moments is great. I know a lot of people are like, no, and I'm like, it's like one of the cool things that you can do. The other thing is that you can make photo books. Now there's many, you've probably seen some of the advertisements for this, like, oh, we're gonna take your photos and like choose some good ones and send you a photo book every month. I don't do that. So I have some friends who take photos. You can buy bulk photo books if you are a photographer and you want something that shows off like your portfolio, or like some of your more prize winning pieces. So in that case, I recommend, and I'm not sponsored, Overnight Prints. Sometimes they go on sale, and like you can get some photo books printed basically in bulk for like for a really good cost, because if you've had to order from Shutterfly, you know how expensive that they can get for just one. So like if you can buy in bulk and like get them at like $6 per, instead of the $18 per, then like that's good. You should do that. So the other aspect of this is if you just want one, I know like I have over the years made like albums of trips of it's mostly been trips. I'm trying to think if I was gonna go year by year and like get all like the cool pictures that I had, and that are not on not on my cloud, because they've been so long, and like have been around my house in some way. I'm like probably on like a thumb drive, or I'm like, listen, I'm a little bit older, so I'm like, they were on CDs. That's how I used to back up my stuff, was just put in the rewritable CD and burn it onto the CD. So I'm like, CDs somewhere, where I'd be like, oh my god, this is from however many years ago. And I've loved digital photography for quite some time, so there's a lot. So I know that I did a couple. I had like planned out a couple, but I didn't print them out. So mostly for my trips. And so sometimes in that I'll like reach out to someone and be like, hey, did you want me to like make you an album too? Like I can send you, like the one that I made for myself, or kind of edit it so that like there's more pictures of you, or there's less pictures of me, that type of stuff. And actually it's like photos.walmart.com. Again, not sponsored. They have really good prices if that's something that you might want to do. It does depend on how many pages you have in your book, and I know for some of my trips definitely have been a little bit more than other trips, because I've taken more photos. Or I know one time my friend like took my camera and took so many photos, and it was really cool. So there's a lot of photos in my album that basically she took. So that's it's fun. And I think that it's better to do things this way because just like I was saying, like I have these around. Like computers don't last that long. Sometimes cloud recovery can be kind of tedious, or like you might not find it, especially if you're sometimes if you're looking for it. And if it's like a couple of years ago, it might not be in anything. So it's easy to just have it in a printed book that you can bring out and be like, oh, this is from this trip to wherever, and you can look through that. I think it's cool. I hope that that's something that you can consider. So basically, you upload the photos that you want, edit them into the pages, and I think with Walmart you can just be like, just auto do it. It's fine. I usually like take time to be like, and I want this picture here because this is from the first day, and I want this picture here because it's from the second day, and there have been other books that I've created or made where like so in college I went to study multicultural art therapy in Mexico for a week, and there were so many different types of doorknobs in San Miguel de Allende that like I just have pictures of doorknobs. Like they have it so that you can include however many, I think like 9 pictures on one page, and so I'm like, it's filled with pictures of doorknobs. And then they also have bright colored doors, and it's beautiful. It's very I think pre-colonial. It's a very beautiful place. And then there's some obviously colonialism, I guess colonial places. The church and the Yarden, are wonderful and beautiful, and definitely a part of just that heritage and culture. There's these really cool things that you can definitely do with these type of things where like, if you want all of the, pictures that you've taken of, door knockers or whatever other thing like together, then you can put that on a page, and they have them decorated so that it's not just like the old-fashioned like stick type of albums. Now they do still exist. You can go physically into Walmart and buy those if that's something that you want to do. I collect postcards, so I do have ones that have the sleeves that I just put in my postcards for that. And now that postcards are a dying art, it's even more important to make sure that all of those are well taken care of. So there are those aspects. So I hope that was helpful for you, and I will talk with you soon. All right, have a good one.